Wheel chocks are now removed.
Airline traffic. Dragons, flight of 2 times A10s, taxi to runway 01 via Golf Alpha. 4-1 rolling.
3-2.
Alright, so I'm gonna start us off with some armor, and then if we want to add some additional spice to it, we can tack on as needed.
Sounds good, sir.
Holding short on runway 01.
Roger.
Running on 10, looks clear. Alright. Airline traffic, Dragon flight 2 times A10s, taking the active runway 01 for a northbound departure. Airline. Alright, 4-1 roll.
Set.
Alright. Full wipe of the flight controls. Make sure flaps are set to half. And holding down the brakes, setting the throttle to 80%. For 1 set.
3-2 is green.
Alright. 4-1 rolling.
Two roll. Just cup and clean.
Oh, it's clean as well. Alright, we're gonna flight check to the right.
Roger.
For 1 headed 045. currently doing 242 in the box. Let's have you try to catch my wing here.
Roger.
Maintaining a 2-degree climb. We're going to be climbing up to Angels 10. Airline traffic. Dragon flight is clear of your airspace, pushing to line X-ray.
What's the line X-ray again?
Line X-ray is 258.
Okay.
Line X-ray, Dragonfly of 2x810s checking in, Bulls 142 441, heading to Delta, range Delta November. Delta November is hot. Ranges. Yep. November is there, and let's get some armor going. Alright, let's fence in, fence in. Four one fenced in, fuel state 8.4.
3-2 fenced in, fuel 10.3.
difficult. Actually, we'll climb up we'll hold at Angel's 9. For one go wings level.
Three, two, wings.
Yeah, the tough part is always locating these guys. Grim makes this look easy.
They're high.
I'm gonna check left. Go turning left and then holding at 040.
I'm off to your left.
Got eyes on you, dog. Alright.
Backing off speed a little bit.
Alright, got eyes on our first victim. Broadcasting now. You can feel free to take the first one I'm broadcasting right now, Doug.
Roger.
I'm going to be keeping an eye out for others. How about this guy?
I got no joy on the nuts.
Do you see the SPI I've got broadcasted?
I do, I got it on there, but I'm not seeing it.
You got white hot selected?
Roger. Got him.
Alright, feel free to prosecute him. Be aware there's other armor in the area, so try not to dip too low. That's a new target.
Coming in from the east without a Maverick.
On a building. That one of my... Yeah, it's Echo. Ooh, look at the sneaky bastard. I'm pretty sure I got him though. Delta.
.32 rifle.
Alright, after rifle sending that off, try to turn away. Brake left.
Nothing left. I'm not sure if I got it.
Let me take a look. Let's see.
Gotcha.
Oh, you got him. Alright, one thing I want to see you try to do, dog, is make sure to... so did you make a speed by making the mark point and then making a speed, or did you just do a TMS up long speed?
Did the TMS up long.
Copy that. How often do you find yourself using mark points?
Honestly, I keep forgetting to use.
I mean, the nice thing about those mark points is when you do the TMS up long, you know what it really does is it just slaves to your targeting pod. If your targeting pod gets gimbal rolled, you lose your target. If you targeting pod gets gimbal rolled and you saved it as a mark point, you're all good. You can just slave it right back to that mark point.
I'm gonna move the knob over to Mark.
Yep. The other thing I was going to ask you is, well, whenever you're going to select a target to prosecute, make sure to broadcast your speed. So everybody knows that that is a target that you selected, and we don't want someone else firing a second missile, a redundant missile on that same target.
Roger.
Something over here. Yeah, that's the target. Alright, so in that same area where you had that previous target, there's a number of other targets in the area. See if you can try to spot some. And then go ahead and broadcast your SPI on them.
Roger.
And let's try to make use of those mark points.
So it's DMS right long, right?
TMS right short is to make a mark point. TMS right long is to make that mark point your speed. Or, if you have no mark point selected, whatever mark point is selected under your heads-up display with the Sear Rocker, that by default becomes your speed.
Right, I'm showing A for the mark. I'm not sure. I think I'm locked on.
I see you looking at a tank of some sort. Yep.
Great. Get some distance and turn back in on. Actually, I'm going to see if I can find something else and put a mark.
Copy that. What altitude is he flying at? Let's try to get back up to Angels 10.
You don't tank.
Or sorry, Angels 8. That should be sufficient.
8.
Yeah, because we don't know where these guys are. Some of them could be tricky and hiding in these towns over here. Flying that low, you could get tracked by AAA.
So I'm doing TMS right long, but it's not adding an extra mark.
Correct. TMS right long will not add an extra bar point. You have to do TMS right short to make a new bar point. And then after you've added it, then you can do TMS right long if you want to make that latest one a speed. But to make a new one, it's always right short.
Alright, so if I have a new target and I make it Bravo, I just do TMS right short.
Correct. Let's have you turn 90 degrees left, head due south. You're getting very close to armor.
Roger.
Let's try to get you up to Angels 8.
What's weird is I'm showing a mark point Bravo down.
Yeah, so you probably made a mark point Bravo somewhere. But yeah, you could slave your sensors to your mark point Bravo after, and see if you made it where you intended it to.
Going out over the sea here to get some distance and come back in.
Sounds good.
Now, if I want mark point Bravo on my HUD, let's press up or down.
Yeah, if you want mark point Bravo on your hood, you just use your steer rocker to change the mark point that shows up on the bottom right corner of the hood.
Alright, I got it. Turning in. And if I want to go back to Alpha, I just go down.
Yep, you just use your steering rocker. Alright, 4-1 in from the south, engaging armor with GB-12.
Flying X-ray traffic saver 1x OH58 outbound from Kasab north to air assault range. Flying X-ray traffic.
V2 rifle.
That did not track nicely. Good check, dog. BDA 100 for 100.
What?
Let's see. That's the right code. That is not the right code. Here we go. That would do it.
Oh, that I'm going to try and come back and take out my mark point alpha.
You're gonna try to do what?
Going to try to turn back in and take out mark point alpha.
Copy that. Are you broadcasting on Alpha right now?
Speed is on.
I see the speed is on, but it looks to be on a vehicle that has been destroyed.
Regardless.
If you have something else selected as speed, make sure you hold target management aft log to clear any other speeds than what you've selected.
Okay, they're all clear. Alpha and Bravo are now clear.
Copy that. You got eyes on a new target?
Not yet, everything's slow.
Copy that. 4-1 in from the south, engaging MPT with GB12.
And I have a new target locked up. Just gonna get some distance and turn back in.
4-1 paveway.
And 3-2 and turning in from the north.
That's more like it.
For some reason I lost it. Where the frick? Now, do I still have to put the China hat forward long to slave it to the target?
For your targeting pod, if you do China hat aft log, it should recenter on your current selected speed.
Okay.
Or at least your current selected waypoint / mark point. I'm currently seeing your speed still broadcasting on a dead target.
Roger, so you said it's TMS back long short to clear all your marks?
It won't clear your mark points, it will clear your active speed, which is what you probably want in this case. Now what you should see is if you set your rocker between Alpha and Bravo, your speed and if you have your targeting pod centered, you should see both your speed and your targeting pod swap between Alpha and Bravo.
Okay, I can see one that's a smoking wreck.
Yep. Alright, now your broadcast is still in the same place. want to broadcast your screen, dog?
Stand by, sir. Okay, get a new target. You're turning in from the east.
Your broadcasted speed is still on a smoldering target. But you say you see a new target in your targeting pod, right?
I made it Charlie.
Copy that. And then once you've made your mark point Charlie, hold TMS right long to now make Charlie your speed.
And I lost it. I'm gonna have to turn back out.
All good. If you want, go ahead and select Charlie on your HUD using the steer point rocker,
Got it.
and you should be able to slave your targeting pod back to it by making sure you clear all speeds with TMS aft long, and then center the targeting pod with China hat aft long. Of course, it may be gimbal rolled, or just it might not have line of sight until you turn around.
Yeah, I got gimbal and it's turning around now.
Yep. And you see Charlie now selected as the mark point on the bottom right of the hood.
Yep. Went back to the smoldering one.
And that's with Charlie?
Yep, I hit TMS or China hat forward long and it went right back to the smoldering room.
Did you TMS aft log to clear your speeds?
Yep.
Did you do it before?
I thought I did. I just did it now.
Yeah, go ahead and share your screen so I can see. There we go.
See
Alright.
it?
Yes, sir.
Let me turn back here.
Alright, let's see what we've got here. Alright. So now, yep, you got your targeting pod as sensor of interest. It looks like you're looking at the smoking target for the time being.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and TMS aft long, and then China hat aft long.
Don't get it. doing
So it
something
looks,
wrong.
yeah, it looks like you are removing sensor of interest from your targeting pod, which could be causing some issues. You've made your Maverick screen sensor of interest. So somewhere down there, you're ending up hitting the coolie switch. So with the targeting pod being sensor of interest, let's hold TMS app long. And now let's hold China Hat app long. What do you know?
Here we go.
You've had a marked all along, but you still had a SPI. So that SPI was overruling the mark point.
Okay, now that I switched over to the Maverick page,
Yep. Well, not. Well, I see you have the Maverick page, but it's not sensor of interest. But yeah, it's up.
okay, let me get some distance here. I'll turn back in.
Sounds good, dog.
My fucking headset's dying. Unbelievable.
Ah,
Should have charged it before.
wireless audio.
Yeah.
Any way you could connect the cable to that thing?
No, because I only have one jack to do it.
Understood.
I'm turning back in.
Huh. Won't say anything, but
My Maverick's still on the smoking.
yeah. So I'm seeing that your SPI is still somewhere else. So let's make sure that Charlie is now your SPI. So go ahead and hold TMS right long. And that should now change where your SPI is located.
That's on nothing now.
Interesting. And then if you do me a favor and hold target management aft long.
I did it.
All right.
Looking at nothing.
I know what the problem is. You're doing all this with the Maverick screen being sensor of interest. You'll need to do it with the targeting pod being sensor of interest.
Okay.
So TMS aft long.
Okay.
And for just good measure, let's make one more mark point on that guy. Let's make delta on him. So TMS right short.
Alright, he's on down.
Now, for some reason, your targeting pod is no longer sensor of interest. Why is that?
Not sure.
What I'm concerned is you're making something else sensor of interest, and when you make the mark point is attached to whatever sensor of interest. So you're making a mark point from something other than your targeting pod, basically, which is why they're not showing up correctly. So let's see if you can get eyes on them again and make the mark point with TMS short, right short, using the targeting pod as sensor of interest.
Okay, I'm on the target now. Now what?
TMS right short. And
That made it echo.
yeah, but the problem is, look at your targeting pod. It's no longer sensor of interest. Alright, so do me a favor. Let's go ahead and set the aircraft in altitude hold, and let's take a look at your keybinds. I think you've got a duplicate keybind somewhere that's causing issues.
In altitude hold.
Alright, let's go to keybinds. And do me a favor and press your coolie switch right. Or any of your coolie switches. So those are your China. Alright, so we can see just below that is your coolie switch. And let's go ahead and take a look and make sure that there are no other devices that have button presses for coolie switch. It looks like there aren't. So you should be good there.
Alright, I'm blanking on the coolie switch.
I mean, I can see Hota's coolie switch, up, down, left, right. There's only one keybind associated for each of them.
But which one's the coolie hat again? I forgot.
The coolie hat is the one that that changes which display is sensor of interest.
Alright, they all work.
They all work. Good. Now, do me a favor. Try pressing target management right. Yep, that seems to be fine. Alright, let's try this again. Let's cancel out of this, and let's see if we could make a new mark point. So the key will be, we're going to make a mark point using our targeting pod as sensor of interest, but when we're making this mark point, it should stay sensor of interest. If the targeting pod is no longer sensor of interest, then that means something else took over sensor of interest, which will be a problem for us.
Alright, I'm gonna get back and I'll try to make it Foxtrot.
Copy that. Alright, all we need is just a target management right short.
I have it on Foxtrot.
Nope. For some reason, it has switched to no longer being sensor of interest.
Alright, let me try.
And it looks like somehow you're hitting the coolie or
I'm not using the rocker panel, I'm using the DMS. Moving
Okay.
up to the HUD.
Let's get targeting pod as sensor of interest again.
Okay, it's on golf now.
Copy that. Can you zoom in on that target? Make sure it's not dead. Looks like there's an explosion around it. And some bits and pieces. But the good news is, you made that mark point, and the targeting pod was sensor of interest, so that one definitely stuck.
Now, when it comes time to fire the Maverick, do you make the Maverick screen sensor of interest?
You can make Maverick screen sensor of interest, exactly, and then as long as you have the correct mark point already rockered over to on the HUD, then you could use your China hat forward to slave the Maverick to that mark point.
But the Maverick would have to be the center of interest.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna put this in thing for a minute. I'm gonna try to hook up my charger so I can charge my headphones up.
Sounds good. Alright, let me see, what do I want to hit next? That guy's dead. Go after him. Anybody nearby him? Nah, there's one guy over here. Let's see what we got. I don't know if I've spotted that last one here. Target pod indicates that is a new target. Alright. I'll start sipping fuel here a little bit. Alright, we're gonna go... yeah, might as well. It's 12s. Disconnected. Alright, 4-1 in from the northwest, engaging armor with GP12.
Kasab traffic, Mustang flight, crossing the runway, headed east up into the mountains for some slope practice.
Mustang traffic, Saw Tower, you are cleared to cross all runways, departing out. Just call when you are wheels up, crossing midfield runway.
We are long gone.
Man, shit. Everything good there, dog? Time to CCIP these mofos. Ooh, yeah, that felt good. We've got 3 more of those. Let's see what else we can find. Tanky tank. Alright. Alright, let's get some separation. You back, dog?
Warning, autopilot.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I'm back in. I unplugged my headset. Believe it or not, they shut the whole computer down.
What?
No idea.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of cable does that headset require for charging? I mean, I'd imagine you could connect that to a wall outlet, have it charge, and still be able to use the wireless for the communication part.
Yeah, I just need an adapter and a cord long enough.
Yeah.
Remember the charging.
Pull up, pull up.
Ah, I didn't like that. Is that thing using a USB-C cable or like an older school cable with the with the sharp angled ends?
No, it's like a newer one, but like I said, I just forgot to charge it. It's, you know,
Alright.
I'd have to make a drop.
Oh, that's why. Alt-tabbing had made me lose controls. Well then, should be good now. Yeah, that's annoying. Alright. Let's make it happen. Yeah. He's not gonna see this one. hard to be accurate when I'm swinging through that fast. Fuck it. That's accurate enough.
See what was happening? I have my DMS, so I can change my steer point on the HUD. But when I do that, it makes the HUD the sensor of interest.
Oh, interesting. I can help you with that, actually. If you want to use the steer rocker on the CDU instead, that actually will solve that problem.
Really?
Absolutely. Let me know when you're commuting in. I can help talk you through that keybind.
All right. Or I just have to remember not to do that and use the rocker switch.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have you bind those to the steering select rocker on the CDU. That's gonna help you a ton. You'll be able to accomplish the same thing by changing the waypoints and mark points, but it's not gonna change what's sensor of interest.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh, looks cool. I think I'm seeing little marks for places I've bombed. Sort of like a PDA. Or one in from the south, engaging armor with Mark 82. Or on pickle. Yeah, it's good enough. I can slow down some more. Definitely make these more accurate. Let's see, did I kill anything at hotel? No, I did not. Oh, this is very useful.
Okay, I'm taxiing.
Just keep in mind the frequency for our line is 250.7. Should be preset 1. I've been keeping the forward radio on preset 1 and switching it to preset 2 for Overlord in the air. Actually, not preset 2, I have to change that frequency manually. But then I've been using my mid radio to listen on to Lion X-Ray at 258.
Roger. I'm taxiing now.
many we got left? 1. There, take a count. Four one. Pick 'em. Slow her down, slow her down, slow her down. It's going fast. Ooh, that looked pretty good, actually. I still don't think that's direct, but that it's not direct, but it is pretty damn close.
And I'm airborne headed here.
Copy that, dog. Let me know when you get a chance to engage autopilot.
Roger.
That's right, it's something I wanted to try, see if I could switch profiles once I have a profile selected on there.
Alright, autopilot engaged.
Alright, let's go to keybinds.
On keybinds.
Alright, so the keybind you're going to want to be looking for is called AAP steer switch up and AAP steer switch down. And you're going to use that to control, to select waypoint up or waypoint down.
Alright, I got. And what do you assign that to?
If you have any kind of switch, you know,
Stop
a
traffic,
two-way
Mustang
switch,
plate.
it'd be perfect.
Using the runway for Excel and decel practice, staying under 50 feet.
I don't know if you have any extras, any extra buttons or keys for that.
Got one assigned.
Because I wouldn't get rid of the DMS buttons. Those are going to be useful for other things, of course. But this is super useful for just changing map mark point waypoints. The hotel's going for me. So if I go ahead, step that up under CCRP, single, no tail, yep. Then I toggle my weapons. When I bring it back up, it's up in CCRP automatically, but I can CCIP and still use it. Okay.
Great, I just got some news from my wife.
What was that?
I just got some news. A couple air refueling planes went down over there, but it wasn't my son's plane.
Oh, geez. Okay. I mean, good news and still horrible to hear. You don't want to hear anyone losing someone over that.
I gotta go back and readjust it. I've only got it going down. Shit.
You have to readjust the keybind. They're already inverted.
You're right.
Let's see, we got a tanker nearby here. We've always used Texaco. Alright, let's go kill these guys and we'll get some fresh targets.
There we go.
Alright, let's get you headed towards Delta November. Roger. Oops. Uh-oh.
Warning, autopilot.
And away comes we. Throw that thing right on the Easter here. Oops. Yeah. Alright, what have we not destroyed here? Let's try Foxtrot.
Semi traffic. Wolfpack 1-1, latitude 864 Apache is going to be taxiing to runway.
Go. Is it dead? Yeah, it's dead. I believe we looked at what's
So like doing that, I can switch to mark points too, right?
Exactly.
And 1-2 is ready to taxi.
Man, I didn't realize you were doing it that way, dog. That was making things so much more difficult.
Yeah, it was. I had a switch on the side. It didn't really do much, so I figured I'd just use it.
There you go. Yeah, like this, it's going to be way easier for you to not only like You could drop multiple, you know, GBU 54s in one pass. You could drop multiple Mavers in one pass, and it's going to be fairly straightforward.
And Mustang flight will hold at the south end
Roger that.
of runway 1.
Yeah, he broken. He broken. Ooh. No, he broken.
Exiting traffic, Wolfpack 11 flight of
Down
2,
there we did.
taxiing runway 1 via Bravo.
I've got to find some fresh targets. How far is the dog? He's in there. Alright. Oh, wait, what's this? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. There's one.
Exiting traffic, Wolfpack 11 flight of 2, air taxiing runway 01 via Bravo.
Did I get a target? Eh, that's cool. Saw my shadow as I was going through. Could be indicating that there may be one here. I ain't seeing it. Just this armor. What about that? Tree?
Exiting traffic, Wolfpack 11 taking active runway 01 for a southeast departure right-hand turn. Semi.
Dragon's right. He booked.
Exiting traffic, Wolfpack 11 on the upwind runway 1. Semi.
Good vehicle. Up that water. That. Goofed by that again.
Yeah, Kissimmee traffic. Wolfpack 1-1, flight of 2, departing out Kissimmee to the southeast. Last call, Kissimmee.
Yeah, I feel like I hardly.
Hardly what, dog?
Feel like I'm hardly moving.
I got you at 46 miles.
Right, and mine's saying 71 miles.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Delta November. We're showing 71 miles. It hasn't changed.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm seeing from you direct to me is 42.
Weird.
Dragon's pistol. Where is the last one hiding?
I'm showing 27 miles from the waypoint, but it's still showing 71 on the HUD.
What
Traffic
is
Mustang
currently
flight
selected on the
heading
HUD
down
as your
runway
steer
19
point?
off the south end of the runway, headed to the west to the coast.
Yep, I see. Oh my god, the HUD is soy.
But on the bottom right corner of the hood, what does it have selected as your waypoint?
Range Delta November.
Hold TMS aft long. Make sure there's no other speed that could be taken away from that.
Yeah, it's still showing 71.
Interesting. I wonder if something happened with the INS alignment.
Sure.
Ranges, custom range, Delta November F5.
Oh, there was. I had it on mark point. That's why it wasn't changed.
Ah, there, they'll do it. Okay. Okay, where is he? He's sipping fuel now. Or maybe I didn't accidentally bring in stuff elsewhere.
Hey, can you flip your JTPR switch?
JTRS reset.
I see.
That's Romeo. Got eyes on you, dog.
Roger.
Currently broadcasting ASB on a new target.
Roger.
So let's have you slave your mark targeting pod onto that broadcasted speed. Create a mark point.
Roger. We'll see the thing. Not seeing your USB.
Ah, that would be my bad. Should be up now. You have eyes on it? And bear in mind, not only do you could look out the window for it, or you could just look in your tabs. And you can absolutely make a mark point via the tabs too.
I've got the target, and I'm going to go TMS right, short.
Okay.
Okay, I got the mark point. And while I'm at it, I'm going to set up a second one on the other turn.
Sounds good. And definitely make sure that whatever target you're looking at is, in fact, a viable target. There are going to be some corpses out there.
Roger, if somebody does not let me switch to B, I have mark point A. Now I'm trying to get it set up B, but it's not taking it for some reason.
I mean, all you need is if you're using your targeting pod, make sure it's sensor of interests, and then just target management right short.
No, it's not creating it for some reason.
Wanna share your screen? Because there is no sequence.
Okay, I'm on the second target now.
Alright. So you just need target management right short, and it should create your new mark point.
And it didn't.
How do you know it didn't?
What?
How do you know it didn't make a mark point?
Because I tried switching to mark point B and it didn't do it.
Try using the new button that you made to change your steer rocker.
No, that's not doing it.
Okay. So once again, let's looking at the targeting pod. Let's do a target management right short.
No, still not doing it.
All right, let's go to altitude hold. And then we'll go to the key binds. And let's make sure that what your switch for the target management right is working. I'm wondering if it's having a lapse. Let's go switch out of AA and bring it to all but axis controls. For the category, just right up 810C2. All the way up top, the category.
And which one I'm looking for?
It's going to be the category, all the way up top, dog. Just to the right of A10C2, yep. Open that up, and you're going to select all but axis controls. Or all but axis commands, yep, that one. And now press your button for TMS right. Alright, seems to be working. So let's go back into the sim.
See, that made it worked as switch up
Oh,
and switch down.
your target management is doing that instead?
No, I mean the switch I set up to make the steer points up and down.
I don't understand. But you tried target management right is working fine, right?
Yep.
And your switch up and down for the waypoints is working as well, right?
Yep.
All right. Do me a favor. Switch from Mark to Vision. We're gonna test that steer point rocker real quick. Now use your brand new steer rocker button to change waypoints without having to use a mouse or your data management. So that's working. Yep, good. And you see it's doing it without having to make your HUD sensor of interest. So your targeting pod can stay sensor of interest, which is what you want. Let's go back to set the steer point rocker to, or dial to mark.
On mark.
All right, and try pressing the rocker up or down. Your steer point up or down. I would try both just in case. Okay. If it's not changing, then all you have is just that one. So let's go ahead and look at a target, and we'll TMS right.
Roger.
TMS right short, that is.
Still not doing it.
Interesting. There's absolutely no reason why it wouldn't work.
No, it's working in the thing. I have it on the target,
Yep.
and I put TMS right short.
Yeah, that should absolutely create a new mark point. That's odd.
Yeah, it's on mark point. That's weird.
I'm gonna start asking crazy questions. Your aircraft has EGI on?
Yep.
Right. Yep. Okay. Do me a favor. Let's make the TADS your sensor of interest. And move your cursor off to the side a little bit. And just for the heck of it, do a TMS right short, right there. It should have created a mark point.
Did.
Yeah, I see it did it. That's odd. I've never seen it do that.
TMS right short. Ah, there we go.
Ah, okay. What did you do? Yep, you did a TMS right short. Yep.
Yep.
Excellent. So let's bring it back over to Alpha and slave to it. And we'll hold TMS aft long, so we may we remove speed from the other one. We want to hold TMS aft long.
Okay.
It looks like your speed is still on Bravo. See how your 3-tiered wedding cake is on Bravo? You currently have Alpha selected on your HUD. Okay, no, yeah, so we can see that you have Alpha selected, but then your speed is out there on Bravo. You see what I'm saying? When you look at the TADS?
I do.
So the way to fix that is by holding target management aft long.
Which I did.
So now let's try to create a new mark point on a target. Is that guy alive? Or is he destroyed? You can zoom in. You're currently in wide field of view. Try to hat forward short. Yeah, he looks destroyed. That other guy nearby him might be good.
That's my Alpha.
What was that? Yeah, right now since I spawned new targets in the range, you're going to see one dead target and one new target. Watch your pitch angle.
Alright, I got it lined up. I'm going to try to create the Alpha Charlie.
Copy that. Alright, watch your pitch angle. You want to go nose level.
There we go. I got Charlie now.
Excellent. Now, let's go ahead and... do we have Charlie selected as speed?
Now I just can't get Maverick to go to it.
So, China hat, forward long. And let's hit forward short to zoom in to a narrow field of view.
Alright, rifle.
Alright. Yeah, we'll do
Now
China
if I went back,
hat forward
now
short
if I went
to
back
zoom.
to Alpha, now what?
Yeah, let's go ahead and slew your mark point over to Alpha. And as long as you don't have a manually made speed, it should automatically turn Alpha to your speed. And if you're not sure if you have a manually made speed, just hold the TMS app log.
TMS map log.
And then let's go ahead and...
Okay, I just blew up the one. Now I want to go to Alpha, so...
Yep. So now let's go ahead and... Once you've done TMS app log, now let's go ahead and China hat forward long.
Turn around here. So I'm getting the gimbal limit, so I'm going to reset that.
Yeah, you can set it to standby and then back near the ground. But there's a good chance it might just be looking in a weird place. You try China hat app log to recenter it with targeting pod as sensor of interest.
Just did it.
Targeting pod was not sensor of interest. Try not to turn nose hot on the target. You want to keep the targets to your right. So that guy looks beat up.
I think that's the one I just blew up, but that's showing A
Yep.
on the...
It's possible that we didn't realize that we marked that one as Alpha and we made it a Charlie on top of Alpha. We'll go ahead and find another one. But let's bring our altitude up because we're definitely within gun range on these guys. It looks like the targeting pod's in laser search track. We could get out of that with yep, China app. Get myself turned. Not registering any controls. Let's try that again. So, Dog, let's go ahead and let's try to increase some situational awareness. What do you currently have selected for your navigation mode under the HSI, right behind the flight stick? Steer point? Nice. That's exactly what I was going to say. So, you know, on the outer compass rose, you've got an arrow that's always going to be pointing towards your steer point. In this case, your steer point has been switched to mark points. So you always know where you are relative to your mark point because your arrow is always going to be pointing to it. And we always want to keep the targets off to our 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock roughly. And what we could do is we could set the aircraft in altitude hold with a maybe 5-7 degree bank right, so that we can focus on the targeting pod while the aircraft is holding that nice orbit. Go ahead and slave it over to Alpha, and then we'll start looking closer to that point. There's got to be some targets not too far off from there. Maybe zoom out. Ooh, you're like right over top.
I'm gonna go out a little bit here.
That's going to make it tough to see when you're that close. You might be able to spot them by eye.
Mark one eyeball.
Do you have spotting dots enabled?
Have what?
Spotting dots. Basically creates a large black pixel when there's a target on the ground, but when it's too small to be fully rendered, at least you'll be able to see a dot on the ground representing where the vehicle is.
I don't think so.
Gotcha. We might look into setting that up as well, because it makes spotting targets a little easier. In real life, we'd be able to see these targets a lot easier. Here, we are actually limited by the resolution of our displays.
True.
One is RTV for fuel.
You know what, guy? I think I'm gonna call it, and I'm a little upset about that thing. Kind of worried about my boy.
Yeah, no, understandable, dog.
We'll see you Saturday, brother.
All right. let's see, all tab, and then back, and now we got controls again. Custom Delta November reset. All right. Oh yeah, we're going full tilt. And we'll dump the racks. That looks good. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna take the reciprocal. Keyboard. 1-9er.
Warning, autopilot.
Alright. Alright, let's fence out at 1.0. And Mavericks off. Yep, fuel is low, that's fine.
All traffic, Wolfpack 1-1 engaging armor units in Delta Papa grid square. All rifle Carls in the blind.
Lion X-Ray, Dragon 401, RTB to Al Ein. Delta November is cold. Delta November is cold. Al Ein traffic, Dragon 401 inbound from the north.
Rifle in the blind.
8 miles
Papa.
to runway 19er. Al Ein traffic. Boards out.
Altitude, altitude.
to the next one. Right. Line traffic. Dragon 4-1 exiting by Charlie. The active is now clear.
Stop traffic, Mustang Flight 2 UH-60s inbound from the southwest direct to pads.
Chief, connect the ground power.
Chief, turn on the ground power. Copy. Ground power is now on.
Chief, place the wheel chucks.
Chief, place the wheel chucks. Copy. Wheel chocks are now in place.
All right.